Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the GW Tiger. It's the Tier 9 German SPG. This one's located on the westbourne of Sand River, and it's under the command of hossballs.
Let's get this show on the road.
Game on. Well, you can see he's got the top gun because there's no muzzle brake at the end, and he's got one mark of excellence already on the barrel. Now that means he's got the howitzer, which is capable of doing 900 alpha. Oh, yeah, back here, he's got 1100 alpha, because this was back 3 years ago, and they've changed the value since. It's the 21 centimeter howitzer, so it's capable of 1100 alpha, 53 millimeters of pen, 12 meters on the burst radius, between 12 and a half and 20. Well, it's a large number of stun seconds. Anyway, he's found his firing position, and he's situated himself right down in the riverbed, or at least in one of the crossings. Now, he does have heat rounds back then, because of course this is before they made the changes. The heat rounds are capable of 1153 millimeters of pen. They've got a burst radius of 13.2 meters and between 12.5 and 31 seconds of stun. So you either had a choice of HE or the heat. Oh, big hit! Penetrating round. The Schwarzpanzer 58 takes a hit. That's the Swiss tank, if I remember correctly. The Schwarzpanzer Panther. Well, he's got 1005 hit points of damage. And it looks like he's loading standard HE for the next round. This was a game from back in 2021, so just after the pandemic. Lining up the shot. Perfect. Direct hit. Didn't pen, but he still picked up 418 hit points of damage, and he's got stun. There was stun assist back then, I seem to recall. But there wasn't 3 sets of ammunition. You didn't have the non-stun HE and stun HE. You only had stun HE. And the difference is the heat rounds could actually do some significant damage to the enemy. He's almost reloaded. Rounds out. Chrysler takes another hit, and he's gone down that time. We have also lost our VK100-01P. Now, the Tiger 2 is actually designed based on the GW Tiger is based on the Tiger 2 hull, not the Tiger 1. They were only manufacturing the Tiger 2 between 1944 and 45. It was first used in Normandy on the 11th of July 1944, so it must have been a bit of a shock for the Allies when all of a sudden they came across a tank that looked very much like, in some ways, like the Panther, but had a different turret and also was very difficult to kill. It also had a very powerful gun. More Tiger 2s were destroyed on the ground by the Royal Air Force and the United States Army Air Force than by the Allied armies. Yes, they bombed the factories on a regular basis, and they wrecked a huge number of tanks. The GW Tiger never got built. Oh, that was a direct hit. We didn't see what the result was because it didn't give us the value, but it was definitely a direct hit on target. Strip 103 hiding behind the rocks. We can't get him. The defender way back other end of the valley. You can see hossballs' famous way of playing. He loves using Battle Assistant and rarely comes out of it, actually. He stays in Battle Assistant, looks around three-dimensional, using it as a kind of situational awareness. It also means that he has to scroll between various targets manually, because of course to go directly to a target you have to come out of Battle Assistant to then select on the minimap exactly where you want to see. Of course, you do that by holding down your control key, moving your cursor over the minimap, and then right-clicking on the place you want to see, and then it takes you there straight away. But because hossballs actually pulls back so far, he can actually see those areas of the map already, and he just scrolls until he gets it into full view. You can see it's a Conqueror tank holding up our guys and coming down from the north. But he can't get a shot on the guy because of the angle, so that cliff is actually protecting him. But if he backs up just a little bit more, he might actually take a round. I think he did pull back too far there, because the T-54E1 wants to come out of that gap, and there must be tanks near their cap area which is holding back our guys. And they just haven't been spotted yet. Meanwhile, our guys hold the south of the map as well. So it's kind of in the stall at the moment. You can see there's no hit points being lost at all. So maybe people are shooting at each other but just not getting any hits. I'm pretty sure that will change though. Sometimes if you're in an Arty, it does pay to change position, not only to avoid counter battery, but also to ensure that you can get a better angle on the enemy. Just by moving a few hundred meters, you can open up a whole world of trouble on the enemy. There's that strip. Lines him up. He's fully dialed in. Oh, that was splash, not a direct hit. 478. But of course, remember, the strip does not have much armor, and therefore splash does have an effect. That defender is almost, well, he's backing up, and I'm wondering if he's coming up Quickie Baby's ramp, because if he is, he might be vulnerable. Meanwhile, we've got a tank here that's trying to do a outflanking maneuver. A P-44 Pantera has gone round our guys. He estimates it's there. It's kind of forced our T-54E1 to pull back. And I think the Shah is staying there for the moment, even with the Conqueror waiting the other side of the gap. The T-54E1 is coming round, and there's the Pantera, and the Shah Future 4 captures him. Well, not captures him, but blasts him out of existence. So we're still only one up on the enemy. Lost sight of that defender. Okay, a Conqueror's come into view now. And he's just killed our T-54E1. That was the one that lost so many hit points. Remember, he was hiding around the other gap. So the Shah could outflank him and go round him. That was a direct hit. hossballs did hit him. Now, the Shah could go round the outside, but I suspect there's enemy tanks near our their cap. They've got a Ferdinand down there. And you can see their guys are now pushing, but there's a UDAS 16 there. Now, he's almost fully dialed in. Just waiting for the shell to go into the breach. Oh, guy knocks down the tree. Changing position. And that's annoying, because that means that somebody is moving next to that tree and is pulling back from that north bank of the riverbed. Conqueror in sight again. Now, we could possibly actually hit this guy this time. Oh, well, we did hit him the last time, actually. I should say that. He's fired blind. And he killed him! Wow! That was some estimation, because he actually had a long gap between firing and the target getting struck. He estimated how far ahead that Conqueror was going to drive until he reached that spot, put the shell in on a spot well ahead of target, and wiped him out. Those sort of shots take a lot of practice to learn how to do those. I think that one's... Oh, he gets another one, a splash. The Eunice goes down to splash. This is must have been back in the golden time when it was really good fun firing at enemy tanks before they dropped the amount of damage that the tanks did, and it took ages to try and win, but wow. Now we've got a significant advantage. There's only 2 enemy left. The Ferdinand, who's north of the cap area, and a guard who's actually, well, supposedly south of the area, and there he is. He's actually just to the south. And the Canonian Jagdpanzer finds him, rounds out, long flight time, splashes the target. It did splash our teammate as well, but the guard is now facing 2 because the Waffenträger's turned up. And I think the guard's about to have his final moment. You can see the Ferdinand is shooting at them on the other side. Well, the Canonian Jagdpanzer did go down in the end, and he was taken out by the guard, but now the Waffenträger took the guard out, and now it's the Ferdinand's turn, and everyone's firing at him. Rounds out. This is a long-range Arty shell, and hossballs nails him. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was another ace tanker for hossballs in the GW Tiger. He managed to get a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. In fact, he got 4 exactly. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. And he got a gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle. A high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall, when he started off with a penetrating shot right at the start. And he also got a Confederate as well, for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 8,559, which is super unicum standard and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Now you can see 5,134 hit points was the high caliber on this one. The second highest was the Chartier 4, who managed only 3,351. Followed by the Canonian Jagdpanzer, who got 2,683. When it came to kills, he had the highest number of those as well. 4 kills went to hossballs, 3 kills went to the Canonian Jagdpanzer, and 2 kills went to the Chartier 4, the Waffenträger auf Panzer 4, the Chrysler GF, and on the enemy team, their Judas 16 and their Chartier 4. When it came to base XP, he's got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,180 went to hossballs, 1,057 went to the Canonian Jagdpanzer, and 1,015 went to the Chrysler GF. And the Chrysler GF picked up a steel wall in that one. And those 3 were the only 3 players who managed to make it over 1,000 base in the game. hossballs fired only 12 rounds, but very accurate, and he fired the right ones. Got 7 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot. Of course, that was the Schwarzpanzer right at the start of the game. Guy took a penetrating shot with his first round. He must have been really, really angry about that. 12 splashes as well. 5,134 hit points, all of it up more than 300 meters. No damage to hossballs at all. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed. 964 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he actually earned a profit of 79,909 credits, including 65,000 for mission completion. And he also took away 1,180 base XP out of that one as well, with an 11-minute battle. Well, so very impressive game. That was way back in 2021, in April, actually, of 2021. So, yes, it's been sitting around in my list. And I do have a list going back to 2017, I'm afraid. Yeah, there's replays going back from pre-HD times, which are actually still required to get done. And I will get around to them eventually. I'm sure one of these days that they will all be done. But in the meantime, I pick them up every now and then when I can. And I got several hossballs ones all at the same time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.